Hello, this is Gary Dugan with an update on this week's Indian budget. Well, there was a lot for everyone in the budget, and it certainly brought a lot of smiles to the market, with both bonds and equities taking it well, and I think with further good performance to come. There were a number of elements to it. Perhaps the most spectacular was the exceptional increase expected in infrastructure spending, with the government committed to increasing spending this year by 23%. There is still much to be done on the railways, but actually it's roads and digitalisation that will continue to see very spectacular increases in spending in the coming years. We're also seeing further stages in digitalisation and electrification. The digital age really came to work very strongly in Indian economy with the demonetisation that was basically forcing people into the financial sector and into a payment system that became digital rather than cash-based. We're also pleased to see that the government, despite all these very ambitious targets for change and reform, was able to keep a prudent budget. There were some fears that the deficit, or the budget deficit for the year, would be around 3.5%. But Mr. Jaitley was able to keep his numbers to a deficit of 3.2%, which brought some cheer to the bond market. There were some modest tax changes, particularly those that supported the small and medium-sized enterprises and poorer people in employment. We do expect further tax changes in the coming years. So taken in aggregate, good news for the equity market. There may be some limited upside purely because we're hitting a resistance level now, but if we do break through that, you could still be generating and looking forward to returns of 10 to 15% through the coming calendar year. And in the case of the bond market, they're probably going to sit there and wait to see how the central bank reacts and what further cuts in interest rates start to flow through in the coming months. But we still expect the 10-year yield in India to fall by anything up to 50 basis points in the coming months, providing some good capital gains, as well as the still high coupon payments that you typically get from Indian debt. So in aggregate, a good job done and good news for the equity market and bonds.